Hello, this is a brief video on how to customize the Excel menus for use in data analysis. As you know, there are basically program-specific menus up here, and there are other kind of command or theme-specific menus that you can click by these buttons here, depending whether you're working with charts, tables, or just trying to make your layout really fancy. Typically, we work with a home screen most of the time. But having said that, there are times when you just need to do things pretty quickly, and there's a couple different commands that you'll end up using a lot of the time. And so I'll just show you how to load those on to this menu up here and make it a lot easier for you to just get to these commands really quickly so you're not fumbling around through all these menus. So I'm working with a Macintosh here, and I'll show you how to do this on a PC when I'm done. So first off, you go to the view and it'll show toolbars, and sometimes there's this standard toolbar and there's this other one called formatting, and that's the one I really try to work with. So I'm going to uncheck standard. I'm just going to have formatting there, and in fact, just to kind of cut down the signal to noise ratio, I'm just going to push this button here to get rid of some of these other commands, just to really show you what I think is important. So now that that's showing, you go back to view, you go back to toolbars, and you go to this button here called Customize Toolbars and Menus, and you click that. And this is the dialog box that opens, and there's different command types that show up. But just to make sure to cover all bases, I go to all commands. And the ones that I think are really important are the following. There's this one called paste values, which is already on MNOP. Here are the different paste. So paste values, and so I'll drag that up to here. Oh, that one's already there, so no big deal. Also, when you get to this bar, by the way, you can get rid of commands you don't like. So, here, let's just pretend that this didn't have the paste values command up there. So I'm going to move that up there. That's one of the 5 that I think is really important. The other one is this one here called just kind of a generic delete key. That's this command right here, same as up there. So again, if I didn't have that command there, I drag it up there. I have 2, so I can get rid of 1. The other command that I don't have up there right now is called clear contents. And what that allows you to do is basically drag over a whole array of rows, push that button, and the contents go away. And that's in contrast to going around and deleting individual cells. If you select a whole array of cells and you push the delete button, they won't clear. So you need that clear content button there. The other one that is a little bit more of a higher end tool, but you'll end up using it quite a bit, is called replace values. And that is, or replace. And so that I'm going to bring up here too. And on a PC, it's a different looking command. It has, like, I think the letter A with an arrow going to B, something completely counterintuitive like that. But here for Mac, it's just simply replace. Actually, the other one I'll show you too is called sort or custom sort. That one's a good one to have on. It looks like this. And if you have a PC, I would put that up there. I'll leave that up there just for discussion, but for Mac, it turns out to be there's like an easy keyboard command you can use to bypass that, so not to worry too much. The other commands that I've kind of loaded on here already are things for formatting text, either bold, italic, underline, superscript, subscript. Again, there's keyboard shortcuts for these. I think these might have been already up there and I was just too lazy to change them. The other thing is font and size. Those are pretty key. Another one here is magnification. So sometimes you're looking at something that's really small and you're squinting, it's late at night, and that allows you just to basically expand your view so things look a little bit bigger. These are actually pretty useful too, just your column format, whether you want to left justify, center justify, right justify. And then when it gets to making tables and charts that you'll use for papers or presentations, these menus are also useful. And what these can do is allows you to select a group of cells and define whether you want, say, a big thick border on the outside, whether you want to isolate individual elements like you would there, and then you can add on a thick border on the outside. There are various kind of underlining scenarios there. As you play with that, you'll see. So, again, kind of reinforcing some of the commands I already used. If I don't like what I've done here, I can select it and go to the blank button, which basically blanks that out. Or, looks like I've added some extraneous stuff there. Or if there's really nothing above, below it, and I just want a really easy command, I can just like drag over this whole territory here and hit the delete key. And basically I've just deleted all the rows that have had that stuff. And again, if you don't have any information on the document already, you haven't lost anything by doing that. Okay, and that brings us to this graphic here. And this is a screen capture of how you would do this if you have a PC. So this is called the formatting toolbar in Macintosh, and I just choose to kind of modify that according to my needs. In the PC world, there's this thing up here called the quick access toolbar, and it basically starts out with pretty much nothing on it. And so if you push this little button here, this down arrow, this menu will open up, and you can hit the more commands selection here, and a dialog box really similar to the one that I just showed you on the Macintosh will open it up. And what you'll do is go through those commands and add them to that quick access toolbar. And again, I won't go into everything that you can do with these commands right now. We'll kind of save that for the more advanced sessions, but that's in a nutshell how you can customize your toolbar.